Well, family law, I think, is more of a term used by lawyers in the legal profession. I think most people, lay people, non-lawyers, really look at it as divorce law or custody law or child support law. Family law is, I think, a term used more by professionals to encompass all those areas. My feeling is that when people are having a rough time in their marriage, they're looking for a divorce lawyer or a divorce attorney. And at McCleary and Associates, we practice divorce law. Divorce law is a large area of the law wherein couples that don't want to be married anymore need to decide how they're going to break up. It's not like a boyfriend and girlfriend breaking up because there are some legal ties involved. So the issues generally involved in divorce law is, number one, dividing assets. You know, how are you going to do that? I find a lot of people now, because of our economy, are not so much dividing assets, but they're dividing debts. So the question is how do we divide the debt? The other issues involved are if there are children involved, and that can be very traumatic. People with children have to look at how the children are going to be supported. Child support in Michigan is pretty much mandatory by the parties. And the other thing is how are the children going to be cared for? How are we going to do visitation time and come up with a realistic schedule, one that both parties can live with? One of the things I try and explain to especially people with children is that you may be getting a divorce, but you're really setting the foundation now how you're going to interact with your children and your ex-spouse for the rest of your life, because there's still going to be marriages, you're going to be doing graduations, and you're going to be doing the children's marriages down the road. Almost every client that comes into my office, I suggest that they seek marriage counseling. Divorce is very traumatic. I just don't care who it is, whether it's short-term or long-term marriage. So pretty much have narrowed down what happens in a divorce into 4 factors. And that is, number one, are the spouses going to fight? Because if you're going to fight, you're going to pay a lot of money to the lawyers. Next thing is, can you decide how your assets and your debts are going to be divided? The third issue is deciding, as I said earlier, about child support, child custody, child visitation. And then the last thing that I think is very important is, who is your spouse going to hire as their lawyer? Are they going to hire a lawyer that wants to fight about everything? Or do they want to hire a lawyer that has more of a philosophy like I do, that we want to work this out and get it over with? There are some lawyers out there that tout themselves as fighters. What I generally see that meaning is, we're going to disagree about everything, run up the legal bill, and in the long run, not get anywhere.